Hello everybody, it's Brian for GadgetUnit.com, and in this video I'll be showing you what's on my iPhone 6 Plus, including all of my jailbreak tweaks that I have installed, as well as all of my third-party App Store apps. Let's start at the lock screen like always, and I have removed the top and bottom grabbers for the notification center and control center. Eventually I will have subtle lock installed once it's updated, which should make the clock area smaller and move it up so that it will show more notifications on my screen. So let's go ahead and unlock with Touch ID, and here is my home screen, very reminiscent of pretty much all of my previous setups. Although now I do have 3 rows instead of 2, and for the top icons I'm using iBlank to make blank ones because I forgot what the tweak is called, but it allows you to move icons without iBlank, but that has not, it's yet to be updated for iOS 8. It crashes my phone into Springboard, so I just stick with iBlank because it always works. So let's just go through all of the apps. I have Notes, Weather, Calendar, App Store, Messages, Photos, Field Test, and an Extras folder. Field Test is usually the app that you get to by dialing star pound 3001 pound 12345 pound star, but I just unhid that from the info plist for the app, made an icon for it in Photoshop, which I think is okay looking, and that's it, because I do access it quite a bit to get LTE bandwidth info and some other information when I'm out and about. So that's what that's for. And I also use full force with it so that it expands to the full iPhone 6 Plus resolution, because for some reason Apple has yet to update this app in quite a long time. My extras folder is basically my stock crap folder that I used to have, basically stock iOS apps that I may occasionally open. I have clock, music, camera, passbook, voice memos, and stocks, as well as calculator. I'll probably remove calculator and camera because I can access both of those from the control center, and I can access clock as well, so I might as well hide all 3 of those. Apps like Newsstand, Health, and Podcasts are all hidden thanks to Springtomize 3. Next is my jailbreak folder, which has Activator, Cydia, iCleaner, iFile, Pangu, ProTube, Springtomize, and 3G Unrestrictor. Next is my games folder, which has 2048, Carmageddon, Crazy Taxi, Flappy Bird, Flight Control, Fun Run, Game of Life, Golfinity, which is the newest game that I have, which came out, well, by the time this video goes out, about 3 to 4 days ago, Osu, and Steam. Next up is my social folder, which has Fast, Facebook, Foursquare, Instagram, Skype, Swarm, and Tweetbot. And in my others folder, I have Amazon, eBay, File Explorer, Fox Sports Go, Google Maps, Kiss Rocks 99.5, NBC Sports Live Extra, Mix and Mash, which is usually my primary media player, but I actually migrated my entire music library of close to 600 songs from iTunes over to Spotify. So I've been using Spotify for the past week or so, and so far I'm liking it, so I'll probably make a dedicated video and written post talking about that switch. Next is T-Mobile My Account. Oh, also I have Mix and Mash on here still because there's supposedly a big update coming soon, and I'd like to check that out, so I just leave it installed so I'll get the update notification. Next is T-Mobile My Account, NASCAR Mobile, Opera Mini for those rare instances when I'm on Edge or GPRS instead of 3G, 4G, or LTE. PayPal, Shazam, Sling Player, Speed Test, TeamViewer, which I enjoy quite a bit, because LogMeIn switched to a subscription model, which I don't like. I was using LogMeIn for several years, but for the couple of times I may per week I may want to access one of my computers, I don't want to pay a lot of money for that, so TeamViewer is free, so there you go. TV Guide Mobile, Time Warner Cable TV, and Watch ESPN. Lastly, my dock has mobile phone, mobile mail, settings, Spotify, and Safari. I no longer use Chrome ever since the YouTube account suspension, hashtag I hate Google stuff. So that's what that's about. I also don't use Gmail anymore. And let's go ahead and take a look at the settings app so I can show you my jailbreak settings. So I have Activator. I'm using 3 different gestures in Activator, which you can see all of them here. So 4-finger spread activates the multitasking interface, as you see here. 4-finger pinch goes to my home screen, and 3-finger spread instantly locks my device. Those gestures on a 5S and below, They were pretty cramped, but they were still usable, but on a large 6 Plus, they work really well. Next is CC settings, which allows me to customize the toggles that I have here. I have 2 pages. Unfortunately, while the developer added iOS 8 support, they did not add increased resolution icon files. So for the camera example, you should be able to see that it's more blurry than the rest. Next is Full Force, which allows you to expand non-6 Plus optimized apps for the 6 Plus. As you can see, I'm using quite a few apps, and generally it works pretty well with those. Next is iBattery info, which I use for whenever I plug in my device or unplug it, it'll bring up a pop-up that gives me the actual raw capacity in milliamp hours. It'll also show me the number of cycles that the battery has, so it's just a little bit of potentially useful information. Next is Infinite Tweet, which allows me to use Twit longer with TweetBot. Next is NC Fold. Unfortunately, okay, I do have notifications. So NC Fold basically allows me to collapse different notification center settings, as you can see here. And it also removes the 10 notification limit, and it just makes that unlimited. So if I get 50 notifications or 200, it'll show all of those here, which I use to catch up with things instead of just the most recent 10 notifications. Next up is Nitrous, which allows me to use the Nitro JavaScript engine across third-party apps instead of just the stock apps. Next is ProTube, which allows me to download videos for offline playback. Next is Safari Upload Enabler, which does not work at all right now. I only have it installed so I can get the update notification within Cydia. Next is Springtomize 3, which allows you to make a lot of small modifications to your Springboard. This is also what I'm using to hide icons, so I might as well go in and hide the calculator app, clock, as well as camera, since as I mentioned earlier, I could just access all 3 of those from Control Center. Also for my dock, the size that I have my icon set to is 90%, and the cover flow effect is turned on. I'm also using Springtomize 3 to remove the animation speed when you're launching applications. As you can see, the animations here are instant, no more fading, so it just makes the entire OS feel faster because you don't have to wait for the animations to complete before being able to actually use it. Next is Video Pace, which allows you to listen to music or playback videos at a different speed. So it usually has options for 50% slower or maybe 50% faster, but I modified it so it only shows the ones that I use, which includes normal speed and 100% faster, which is twice as fast. And whenever I'm catching up on YouTube videos, whether it be on my MacBook Air on VLC or my iPhone, I usually like to watch videos at twice the speed, which allows me to watch a 5-minute video in 2.5 minutes, for example. It just allows me to be more efficient in video watching by allowing me to watch videos twice as fast. And sometimes when you're listening to people talk when they're twice as fast, it's a little bit weird, but for the most part, I'm able to catch what they're saying and understand what's being shown at twice the speed. So there you go. Next is Zeppelin, which is what I use for the T-Mobile Zeppelin logo in the status bar there. Of course, if I turn it off, it'll just show the plain text. I actually made this myself because the existing one in Cydia was not the proper resolution for the 6 Plus, so I just made it myself, uploaded it to Cydia. And now let's actually open Cydia and show you the applications that I do not have, that basically don't show up there. I just want to check something real quick. So here's my package that I made. Just want to see the download counter here. Quite a few downloads in a couple of days it's been uploaded. So we have AFC2, which allows me to access the full file system via USB. Next is Fake Time Warner, which allows me to actually use the Time Warner Cable TV app. Otherwise, it would say you're jailbroken and you cannot proceed. Next up is Swipe Selection, which allows me to use swipe gestures to move where the typing cursor is at. And that's basically my setup right now. I do have a list of tweaks that I'm waiting on being updated, including OXO, which allows me to swipe up from the bottom to access the multitasking interface, or swipe from the bottom right to close the app I'm in, and things like that. Oops. Also, I have hidden settings on my list. The update is supposedly out, but it's not in one of the official repos, so I'm just waiting for that so I know what I'm downloading. Next up is Subtle Lock, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video. And that's it. So if you happen to have any comments, questions, or feedback about this or anything else, feel free to leave those down below in the comments area. But that's it with the video. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll talk to you all very soon.